you see that sharpshooter? What he said?
What?
The sharpshooter from like Turkey.
Who?
It was this guy, some Olympian. He's like, he doesn't have any training. He started shooting when he was 50 in a bad breakup with his wife. He started just learning how to use a gun. And then he just like mastered it instantly. And then he won a silver medal. And he was like, Karen, if you're listening, I want the dog back. He's still like, yeah.
Dog, they took my dog.
Oh, it
they
sucks.
took the mustard.
Yeah. What?
They took the silverware. They took the ketchup. Rough fucking divorce, dog. When they take the mustard, you know you're in no danger. I came home, and I'm a lazy fuck, so for 2 weeks, I just ordered to-go food, like pick it up, and I'd say, can you please send a fork and a knife? Sometimes they wouldn't send it. I'd sit there like an Indian with my legs crossed, eating fucking food in my living room. 2 weeks it took me to... And
they took the mustard. It's so mean. And you're not even going to use it.
And ask me where I got the fucking silverware when I did get silverware.
Where?
My cousin's house. I just robbed his... Took like 3 forks, a fucking spoon, a knife. People have no idea.
Where you been and where you going? This is Ari's travel show, yeah. We're gonna talk about travel today. It's You Be Trippin, yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Welcome to You Be Trippin, everybody. I'm on a remote location filming this with my uncle Joey Diaz. Thanks for doing this. This is fun.
That reefer was good, huh?
That reefer was good.
Ooh, Lord.
Good to get that out of the way right now.
I got that Wildwood.
Really?
Yeah, I went to Wildwood to watch my daughter's softball tournament.
Woof.
And I went on the website of a couple of weed stores.
Yeah.
And this weed store didn't have brands that I knew, but they just had some high-end fucking grass. And I went in there and I bought 3/8 and I bought a $65 tube of this shit that's soaked in like fucking midget blood. So when you smoke it, you lose your fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? And I let it dry and I put it in the weed and it's fucking tremendous.
Yeah, it's
out of
strong.
that freeze pipe. Woo!
It goes down smooth with that thing.
What do you think you're dealing with? Joy Bananas? I'm getting old. I ain't got no time to huff and puff on a fucking number.
Crashed it. How are we going to talk about travel? You do not have a passport.
I don't have a trip passport, but I have dreams and desires.
Yeah, okay.
So we could talk about my dreams and desires.
How close are we on the passport, by the way?
It's not good. I have not heard from the attorney in 6 weeks. They want me to go up there. They're not going to answer the phone. They're not going to do nothing.
God damn it.
But let's get to it.
Okay, yeah. Where do you want to go? What's on your? Where would you go if you hadn't committed felonies?
Let's get to it.
Okay.
I came from a foreign country, a foreign island, whatever the fuck you want to call Cuba.
Yeah.
Through the years, I had just desires. You know, ever since I watched Her Majesty's Secret Service, a James Bond movie that nobody knows about, I always wanted to go to Switzerland and ski.
Oh, damn, really?
That was something that was big for me, you know? And then when I was 17, I used to watch TV, and ABC would always go 10 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Mountain, and 8 o'clock Central. And whenever I knew Central was Houston, because I was a Houston Oilers fan, and I knew Pacific was California, because I'm not that much of a fucking idiot. But Mountain always...
Yeah, what's Mountain? What the fuck is that one?
Mountain is Utah.
Yeah, but it was like, why is that? I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's a time zone.
Yeah, until... Yeah. Deep into high school. It's like...
And I used to scratch my fucking head like Mountain time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I always... Listen, I grew up in New Jersey. I grew up in northern New Jersey. I grew up 8 miles from New York City. I thought at the time, in 1985, from 1980 to 1985, I knew one thing and one thing only. I didn't need to go anywhere because everything I wanted was in New York City. Everything that fulfilled my dreams, from the $20 concerts to the drugs, to the nightclubs, to the hanging out in the village at night and snorting coke on a fucking car. To, you know, I even worked in the city. I went to the city for OTB. There was something about New York City, and believe it or not, there still is something about New York City.
There still is, dude. We're just not invited to all those parties. It's still going on.
It's still going on.
Bro, it's still wild.
It's still fucking buck wild. You know, Diddy started his parties in New York. That's how this shit grew.
That's right.
And then they took it to Miami at Liquid, and then they fucking, you know.
New York fucking goes.
Everybody got dick. But let's get something straight. I was about a month ago, I was in the car, and I got Apple Music. I'm sorry, baby. And I got Apple Music. And I pressed Madonna Essentials instead of just Madonna. You're saying, Joey, this is a travel show. How are we talking about Madonna?
Oh,
Whatever.
yeah. You got to keep me on track. You didn't give me the fucking...
So I'm listening to Madonna. I'm listening to a song called Burning Up.
Okay.
It was her first EP. And it came out in 83. And I still remember, it was the beginning of my cocaine career, like going out at night. Like I graduated from doing a half gram in a bar with 4 guys. Now we were taking our snorting career to AAA. And we were just going to little discos at night, eat a banana biscuit, and snort coke. And I got to tell you, Ari, as dumb as it sounds, summer of 82 and 3, New York was just something that
what?
You could not explain to people.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to give you a taste.
Wait, time out. What's a banana biscuit?
A Quaalude, a fucking Tuminol, whatever costs $4.
Okay.
This is, we took shit. My friend's mother was dying of cancer.
Yeah.
And every January, every first of the month, he got these pills that would put you on a different planet. And he would sell them to us for like $30. And we would get fucked up on these things.
Did you know what they were? It was just pills?
Tuminols at the time.
What the fuck's Tuminol?
Exactly. Something from the 80s.
Yeah, okay.
Today it's probably, you got to lick a squirrel's asshole.
What does it do to you, I mean?
You got fucked up, Ari.
Okay, all right. I mean like drunk? All right, whatever.
Right, so I'll never forget this.
Yeah.
I'm in some, I don't know, it wasn't a rooftop. It was some fucking club. And it was a Tuesday night. I used to work on Tuesday nights. And I would get out of work at 1, sometimes 12:30, and the concierge at the hotel would tell me where to go. And he would call that place. And I would call my friends in Jersey and say, this is what's going on. Meet me over there. The door guy got me 4 tickets to the Knicks. Every night was a new adventure. Some nights I got cut at 6, and he'd have 2 Knicks tickets for me. But to get to this fucking story, I'm in a club. Madonna Burning Up is on. Yeah. I'm on a fucking Quaalude, okay? I'm in the middle. Me and somebody else, my friend Stinky and somebody else, are in the middle of pussy heaven. We're dancing, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a good-looking dude at the time. I'm just coked up to the gills, fucking looking around.
So cool.
My buddy Stinky is making out with a chick, and he's grabbing another chick's titty, all right? And I'm watching this as I'm dancing, burning up. I mean, in those days, you danced. You were hip to hip, fucking dry humping, you know. And I'll never forget, at one point in the night, I looked back, and it was 4 in the fucking morning. There was 300 people in this room, moving exactly the same, and it was only a Tuesday night. And I'm like, right there in my mind, I said, where is this happening right now? Like this. I mean, there's people jumping up and down and like, ha, 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 ha. I just got a movie deal. No. I'm talking about people who are working.
On a Tuesday.
This is a Tuesday night at some fucking club in the village. There's 300 people in there. Trust me when I tell you there was no valet. There was no VIP room. There was nobody rich in there. These were people from the ages of 18 to 27, 26 that had jobs or were going to college and at one point said, I'm going to keep my job at UPS, but I'm going out 5 nights a week in New York City. I'm not missing anything. I'm not missing a thing. I still remember going to see the Mets and then going into the Garden to see the Pretenders. Chrissy Hynde just broke her leg the night before at the pier in Long Island, that place that floods when there's water. I forget what it's called. And she slipped and broke her leg. They were going to cancel the show. Chrissy Hynde said, fuck you motherfuckers. Came out with the crutches and threw them into the audience at the Garden and said, let's do this. And they opened up with fucking The Middle of My Load, that song from 1984, Learning How to Crawl. I saw some shit in New York City that I knew in my heart didn't happen nowhere. So what did I want to travel? Where the fuck do I want to go? I want to jump around. I'm doing things in New York that people never fucking dreamed of at the time. Okay, I remember that was a time when everybody got home at 6 in the morning. Everybody. If you went out, there was no, I got to go home, my girl. No! Everybody was out till
Damn.
6 in the morning. As you were driving home to change your clothes and gargle with Listerine and clean your nose from the cocaine, you'd see kids going to school. And this was 5 nights a week. And on the weekends, they would stay home. Because they were so, and these weren't my friends. I just talked to them at clubs.
Yeah.
So all those people that were going to Studio 54 were not rich people. Yeah, celebrities were there, but most of them were
But regular
dentists.
people too. Whoa.
There's a fucking thing on Studio 54 on Sunday nights, a podcast on Sirius. And some of them suck. But
Yeah.
some of them, it's fucking professionals that'll tell you how they snorted 4 nights a week. They had 2 kids, jobs, and they still made it work. And you're like, so you put a side schedule for Studio 54. Yeah, so let's just talk about New York City at the time.
Okay.
So I didn't have the desire, but I got in trouble. Things happened. And then somebody offered me a fucking great opportunity in Aspen, Colorado. And when I looked, it was mountain time.
Oh, right.
And I'm like, I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm avoiding the police, and I'm going to get to an adventure to see a new place. And right there, I became Ari Shaffir. But I wasn't international Ari Shaffir. I just started going to like Tempe, Arizona, when Tempe was nothing.
Oh my God. Oh, it was not good yet?
1984.
What do you mean?
I went to Tempe to visit my friend from ASU.
Yeah.
It was
Cool?
It was cool, but it wasn't what it became when we got the Greasy Tonys.
Yeah.
And then from there, I went to another place I always wanted to go to, San Francisco. The cops were looking for me in Boulder, so I went to San Francisco. So I became international Ari, and it was...
This is how the early settlers went.
And this is so cool because when I slept in fucking, places with 20 other people on the floor, and I would walk behind the maid and steal her keys, and then take the key off of somebody who had money in the hotel, and I'd rob them in San Francisco. When I traveled, okay? I didn't have any money.
What do you mean? You stayed in dorms and stuff?
I stayed in a place, when I first moved to San Francisco in 85, I stayed in a hotel that was kind of a dorm, and years later it became a hostel, and it's still there. It's still there.
Yeah.
When I worked the Punchline, I would walk over there.
There is a hostel somewhere down there.
Downtown by the Virginia, or something like that. It used to be the Virginian Hotel in 1985. The cops were looking for me for robbing German tourists one night.
So you hit out?
So I ran around the corner and got on a bus that goes to Reno every hour on the hour.
Yeah.
I went to Reno, and that was fucking death. I knew in 1985 that was death. In 1984 and 1985, I went everywhere in this country. From Hawaii, I went to Arizona, I went to San Francisco.
You went to Hawaii? Yeah, we're good.
I went to Hawaii. I went to Arizona. When I was in Colorado, I made sure to go to like Montana.
Yeah. Damn, is Montana nice.
I made sure to go skiing in Utah.
So wait, you did ski?
Yes. When I got before I left New Jersey on a coke binge, my buddies took me to the Playboy Club in the Poconos, and they had midnight skiing. I wanted to be James Bond and ski with a machine gun and shit.
How big are you at this point?
180, what do you want to do? I'm shredded. I'm 19, 20, and I go to the ski resort. I do a line of coke. I go up on the mountain, and next thing you know, a wind comes by that was so cold and so fucking vicious that my ears froze. And the guy's like, get on the, listen, tell your mother to get on the thing. Tell him I slipped, send the car up here. And I decided right there, I'm never going to fucking ski again. I was very East Coastish, very shallow. Like, I'm not going to ski again. Skiing is for pussies. And for years, I said that. And then I moved to a place that, let's be honest, we're going to go eat bagels or whatever the hell you want. And it was that much. I could walk. And it was even closer. I could walk. And at that time, I was a thief, and I had put some money away.
Is this Boulder?
We're living in Snowmass, Colorado. Again, nobody knows about Snowmass. When I got there, I found out Ted Bundy killed some people in Snowmass at the Wild something inn or something like that.
Hey guys, I want to break in real quick to tell you about Joey Diaz. He's on Instagram at Mad Flavors World. One of the best podcasts, one of the best personalities in the world, one of my best friends. He rules. Check out any podcast he has. Just search him, man. He's fucking great. Always putting out great, crazy stories. Diaz rules. Diaz is maybe, possibly tied for the best with Jesus Christ. I've got nothing to promote. Adrian Appalucci's special that I'm very proud of who have produced, directed by Louis C.K., starring Adrian Appalucci, called The Dark Queen, was on November 12th on Netflix, and I am excited for this one. Adrian Appalucci is one of the best comics working, most top 20 underrated for sure, and she's finally getting her due on Netflix. I myself am talking about where to put my next special. Oops, I don't want to, that's a lot of movement. Please subscribe wherever you're watching or listening. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. So all the Joey Diaz fans, if you want new podcasts every week from me, if you're watching it on YouTube, go ahead and get the subscribe button right now. Why not? Just do it. I also have a Patreon, patreon.com/You Be Trippin. 3 new episodes a month. I take your postcards that people are sending around from around the globe. If you have a postcard, send it to 151 First Avenue, number 49, New York, 10003. It's only a postcard box, so it doesn't take any letters. Or if you have, well, it takes the letters. If you have any dollar bills from anywhere in the world, send those in, because I'm trying to create a whole wall full of bills in the studio. This one was a remote one, so don't worry about that. That's it. Subscribe and follow Joey and follow me and get ready for Adrian's special, and that's all I got to tell you. Let's get back to the episode. This is interesting. Joey Diaz, wow. I always wanted to do one about America, and I thought I got to get Diaz on. What's his thing? Fucking ski bum in America. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to the episode.
Okay. What are we talking about? Skiing.
Oh, yeah.
So I moved to Snowmass in July of 83. I was in Basalt before that. Again, another place nobody's heard of. I was Ari. Basalt, Colorado.
I can't imagine you doing that.
Basalt, Colorado, when you got warrants, you'll do a lot of things. But at that time, let's be honest, I didn't have warrants. I was just finding myself. I had no success here, and I was going to end up dead. I was working for a bookmaker on 118th Street, and I enjoyed that job, but I knew that someday the cops were going to come. That was going to close down. And I'm 31, and I got nothing. Where you been for 10 years?
Yeah.
So I said, let me get away from that and go out there. So I lived in Basalt. Basalt at the time was with Goldie Hawn.
You took a gap year from crime.
Yeah, and I took a breather for about 4 months, but then I had the 7-year itch. But Goldie Hawn and her husband
Kurt
lived
Russell
there in Basalt, and I would always see him at the Conoco station. And the little girl was little, and the little boy was little. And then we moved to Snowmass Village, and that's a little closer to Aspen.
And at that point, you got to ski.
So I'm in Aspen, I'm in Snowmass July, August, September. And I'm stealing, I'm robbing these fucking condos and shit. I put away around $12,000.
Yeah.
I had it hidden in another condo.
Take the break you were going to take.
No. There was too much money to steal. It was too easy. And my neighbor's father died. He worked at a place called Sport Kalen. It was a big-time ski place in 83. And his father died, like in Thanksgiving. And we started talking, and he told me he didn't have money to go home. And I just went over to the apartment and grabbed like $700, and I just gave it to him. I go, take this $700. Give it to me when you have it. Guy started crying. He was way older than me. If I was 20, 19, he had to be 38, 39. I said, take this. Go see your dead father and all this stuff. Guy started crying. He took my money. He left for a week, and when he came back from the wake, he goes, I'll make payment plans. I go, dog, I'm not worried about it. That's your father. Don't worry about it. And he kept bugging me. Well, from now on, whenever you want to fucking ski, you come see me, and I'm going to hook you up with new stuff. And he would bother me. When are you going to come see me? I don't know how to ski. I'll pay for lessons. Fuck you. Skiing is for fucking pussies. I'm not fucking skiing, okay? Well, Christmas Day came.
Yeah.
I'm by myself, and I'm sitting in this thing at 1 in the afternoon. It's got to be 60 fucking degrees out. There's snow everywhere. The sun is shining, and I'm sitting watching some fucking college bowl game. I go, you know what? I'm going to go ski.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest places in the world to ski, and you're right
dog,
there. It's not just a mountain.
Dog, if I tell you how many things I hated then, and how many things I was not going to eat, sushi, I hated fucking cats. I was a fucking hateful guy at that time. God had taken away my mother, but I still wanted to travel. I thought there was more. When you lived in New York, what I noticed was you had 2 weeks vacation. 1 week you went to Florida, and the other week you went to Atlantic City. You got white shoes on. Both of them are fucking dumps, okay? I didn't want to grow up just going to Atlantic City and Florida. I wanted to see something different. And I wanted to see places that these mooks never talked about. I always wanted to see places that these mooks never talked about.
Like what?
Like any place where they didn't go.
Right. Like what?
Like Utah. Like fucking going to the mountains of Colorado and asking somebody for a sandwich. I just had this conversation with this kid. There was a restaurant in Aspen at the time that was called the In-N-Out House. Like a vegan fucking sandwich place, the size of a closet. They became millionaires. The guy that owned this name was Shlomo.
Yeah.
If you go to Aspen today, everything's named Shlomo.
One of mine.
He had a turkey club sandwich. I don't know nothing. I just came from work. I was taking you hitchhike back then.
What?
Aspen had a hitching post.
Damn, who the fuck was this Joey?
Aspen had a hitching post, and across the street was the In-N-Out house. So I would go to the In-N-Out, get in those days they had like an orangey, already, like way before these fucking these guys were still drinking orangeade, and they already had like a seltzer soda, like something that was out of this world, all natural. And I go in there one day, and the guy that takes care of me is from Buffalo. His name was Steve Schiavone. Do you know we still talk today? I was 18, he was 20. But we had dogs. I had Hercules, and he had a wolf named Kali. So we were like faggy men. We would get together, and the dogs would run around, and we'd smoke dope and listen to Bob Marley. He had me listen to Bob Marley.
Yeah.
So I went in there one day, I'll never forget, and I got a turkey club. And I think they're going to put lettuce and tomato in it, right? Like everybody else that I grew up with. The next thing you know, I take a bite to that sandwich, and there was something in there that tasted like grass. And I just spit it out. And the guy from Buffalo started laughing his ass off. And I'm like, what the fuck is this grass? And he goes, there's sprouts. I go, sprouts? You ever put a sprout on my sandwich again, I'll fucking kill you. But the sandwich was delicious. It was like, all natural turkey. Everything was vegan. Dog, I'm going to tell you a confession. I talk a lot of shit about curry, but those motherfuckers made a curry chicken on rye bread, on multi-grain bread with lettuce. Yeah. Holy shit, it was delicious. I ended up eating everything from them. I'd get a sandwich across the street, and there was a hitching post in front of a hotel. From standing in front of a hitching post, I became friends with the hotel manager. And one day I brought him weed. He's like, you want to buy Quaaludes? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Absolutely. So now I would go to the In-N-Out house, pick up 3 or 4 Quaaludes.
You asked the right guy.
And then go to the hitching post. Yeah. And you stood out there, Ari, and it was like the adventures you tell me, only here. People would pull up and they'd go, that meant they were only going to maybe the end of Aspen. If they were going down valley, they would give you like a big thing like this. Down valley, and then they pulled over, and you got in the car with them, and you drove to Snowmass Village. They dropped me off, and then I'd have to run across 82 and then hitchhike on that side. 4th of July, I get picked up by John Denver. Like nothing happened in a Jeep, going to a concert.
People stopped?
Fuck yeah. People knew that they were hitching posts.
Hitching post. Oh.
People knew that they were hitching spots. So at this time,
all right, go ahead.
So
I just got that.
It was fucking tremendous. I got picked up by Don Henley one time from the Eagles because he lived in Woody Creek. I would never hitchhike today.
Right.
But at 19, I knew I could fucking punch you.
Yeah.
I knew I could handle myself, and I was crazy.
That's so fucking wild.
And I thought people were gay because they'd always say good morning to me. Just that, finding out how nice people were somewhere else. The first month I lived in Colorado, every morning people would stop and go, good morning. I'll never forget. I would come home and go, dog, I got to leave here. Everybody thinks I'm cute or something. They keep pulling over, going, do you want to ride? No, I don't fucking want to ride, all right? Get the fuck out of here. I didn't know. I was a culture shock just going from New York City and being a fucking criminal to now being an Aspen and trying to fit in.
That's so funny. And they're just being nice.
Yeah, everybody was too nice to me. I wasn't used to that shit.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what they were going to do. Rob me, fuck me. The first month I would not hitch until I asked somebody. And they're like, dog, Everybody hitches here.
Wow, that's so fucking
It's safe. You just take the ride.
nice.
Sometimes people would pick you up and you'd say, yeah, I need a job. Really? Call my friend Leo. He's looking for a fucking subcontractor or a mason or something like that. So I had that adventure. And then I came back.
These are the people that you were robbing?
Nah,
These nice
at
people?
this time I was legit.
Oh, okay.
I was just robbing people I didn't like and drug dealers. So at that time I made a mistake and I came back here.
Oh, I thought you were going to go skiing.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay, we're
All right, so
we're in this together,
Christmas
bud.
Day, I get pissed off, and I walk up to Sport Kalen, and there he is. And he goes, what are you doing here? I go, fuck it, hook me up. And he hooked me up with 185s, brand new 185, brand new boots, a jacket, fucking goggles, a glove.
Damn.
So anybody who knows Sport Kalen knows it's 100 yards from when I get out of Sport Kalen.
What's Sport Kalen?
Sport Kalen is where the guy hooks me up with the skiing stuff. It's 100 yards. You got to walk past the jewelry store and a stew pot and something else and something else. Now I think I'm John Claude Keeley. I get out on my skis and he goes, yeah, just go over there. All right. I started at 11 o'clock. By 1:30, I still wasn't over there. I just kept sliding and falling. People kept picking me up.
Oh.
I didn't ski before. I didn't get no lessons.
Yeah.
And I went on the fucking thing, and it took me to the top of a mountain, and they released this thing, and I just went down. I fell a few times, but
How great was it?
it was unfucking
Dude, how
good.
great is skiing? I didn't know you did it.
So then I got on the thing again and again and again. The first day it was just accidents. I couldn't stop, so I'd take a whole line out of people. Da, 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 da. It was fucking insane. I remember coming home, my roommate was back. And he's like, where were you? I go, skiing. He's like, get the fuck out of here. I see the sun on your face. And he goes, what do you think? I loved it. So when the guy came back that night, my neighbor, I sat him down. I go, I got to take lessons. And he goes, don't worry about it. Tomorrow, meet me at 8 up there. We'll hook you up. And you come up there with my pass. And then I fucking went up there, and he taught me how to stop, how to fucking, and we started on little things. Then every 3 days a week, I would just meet him at 8 in the morning before the fucking place even opened. Because he had a special ski pass from working at Sport Kalen, and he knew everybody on the mountain. The same people who work on the mountain work on the river rafting in the summer. Same people. So, dog, I was fucking addicted. I was addicted to the point that I got a job with a ski pass.
So you could get free skiing?
Yeah, so I could ski there. At that time, they used to give you a 3-mountain pass. They told me, you don't want to go to Ajax.
Okay.
You don't want to fuck with Ajax. And the other one was kind of far away. Not really. There was 3 resorts at the time. I don't know what it is now. And it was just spectacular. I love skiing. I love the adventures.
I love skiing. I've still never been there. I've been to
I'll tell you what the
like
coolest
other parts
thing
of Colorado.
was. And this
but-
is my part of Ari.
yeah.
Like when you talk to me, that's why a lot of people don't get what you're saying. I get it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like getting on a fucking gondola,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck they are.
It's a gondola, but
And you get on there with 3 other people, 4 other people. And you get on there in the morning, and you got to go to work at 11:30.
you ski mornings. You were that close to the fucking best mountain around.
But I wouldn't go to Aspen. I'm not going to sit here and go, I went to Ajax.
Right.
Ajax is this. You got to be
Oh, okay.
good to go to Ajax. Plus, it's high altitude.
You didn't need it anyway.
You get high altitude
Let's just have
sickness.
some fun.
I didn't need all that shit. So
Yeah.
I went down. I'll never forget getting on a gondola with 4 fucking doctors. I go, what's up, guys? How you doing? Good, good. Yeah, oh, you're from the East Coast? Yeah. I went to school in Boston. What do you guys do? Oh, we're doctors. We're here on a convention in Aspen, but we came to Snowmass today. And I'm like, really? You came to Snowmass, but your convention's in Aspen? You know why they were coming to Snowmass? Within 2 minutes, they're like, do you mind if we smoke pot? And I'm like, no, go ahead. I was going to whip a joint out. And next thing you know, I'll never forget this day. And at the time, I was clean, Ari.
Yeah.
I was really focusing on myself. I was having
Well, you
such
gotta
a
smoke
good
a little
time
free weed.
skiing. I wouldn't snort coke. And these motherfuckers were like, you want a bump? And they were like snorting, eating mushrooms. And I'm like, wow. I'm just meeting these people. And they're offering me mushrooms and fucking weed. It's for a 19-year-old kid who grew up in New Jersey, it was my hippie years. It was like really like just...
Hey guys, do you ever have a meeting with a boss and you yawn right in his fucking face?
stupid fucking boring face. Yeah, possibly it's because he's so fucking boring and he's got a stupid fucking face, but it's also possibly because you've got that 3 p.m. come down that coffee does to you every time, where you start to be all, I'm coffee, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm coffee. Well, guess what? I got a solution for you, and it's mud water. Give mud water a shot. And save big, because our listeners get up to 43% off your entire order, free shipping, and a rechargeable frother. Esto? Head to mudwater.com. That's MUDWTR.com and use the promo code TRIPPIN at checkout. Guys, for real, don't yawn your boss. Hey, Bandit, you be the boss. Ready? Rah, 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 rah. You do the reports. I think we gotta get all our, get in the red. Somebody boring. Oh my God. Oh, what are you tasting, man? That's mud water on my breath. That's right. Each ingredient in mud water serves a purpose, with organic ingredients for a clean, natural boost. Mud water's smooth, earthy flavors provide a delicious and natural source of energy. Their OG blend contains cacao and chai for a hint of caffeine and hot chocolate-like flavor, lion's mane for focus, and cordyceps to promote natural energy, and both chaga and reishi to support a healthy immune system. Now, I'm reading that because I don't know what cordyceps are. Isn't that what that guy, who's the guy in the Marvel movies who put all the stones in him, and then he was able to like kill half the planet in like a single... Weren't those the cordyceps stones? Head to mudwater.com, MUDWTR.com, and grab your starter kit. For a limited time, my listeners get 43% off their entire order, free shipping, and a free rechargeable frother when you use the code TRIPPIN. That's 43% off your order with code TRIPPIN at MUDWTR.com. After you purchase, they ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Stay energized and refreshed all summer long with MUD/WTR, because life's too short for anything less than natural, delicious energy. Hi guys, today's episode of You Be Trippin is brought to you by Mint Mobile. Let me tell you a story about one time I was in Canada during the Montreal Comedy Festival, and I was broke. I was what Tom refers to as a poor. Tom Segura, who is a not poor. He would refer to me then as a poor. And I went and used my phone, and they hit me with such a giant surcharge. It was like $800. And I was like, what the fuck? Redacted internet wireless provider? What the fucking fuck? Well, Mint Mobile won't do that to you. No, you'll never get hit with a random charge. It's crazy. You go to the store, you say, I want to pay this much. And they go, oh, sure. And then you get home, and the first bill comes, and you're like, oh, you know how we said to pay that much? Oh, sure, it's that. Times 10. And you're like, that's not fair. And they're like, we're a massive company, and we don't care about you at all. I'm legitimately still mad about it now that I'm thinking about it. I mean, I'm like, what? You didn't tell me that. You didn't fucking tell me that. Well, anyway, let's get back to the ad read. Now you don't have to worry about it. Mint Mobile's here to rescue with premium plans starting at $15 a month. $15 a month. Do you understand what that means? $15 a month. That's what Tom Segura pays for a travel-sized toothpaste. Yeah, he doesn't use toothpaste like us. He gets it shipped in from the Himalayas, and then he said, well, do you want a whole bottle? He goes, no, I want a travel-sized. I just want a travel-sized. And they go, that's going to be like $15 each. And he goes, the money means nothing to me. But it does to you, and it does to me. Mint Mobile is here to the rescue. All plans come with a high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered to the nation's largest 5G network. How many Gs? 5. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. Although, I would suggest deleting the people that are bringing you down. Yeah, they're toxic. You know who they are. Constantly negative, telling you, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. Everything's a complaint with those people. Don't import those contacts. Just go, oh, sorry, new phone, who dis? Ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile's deal and get 3 months of premiumless wireless service for $15 a month. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/trippin. That's mintmobile.com/trippin. If you can't spell that, well, you're poorer than I thought you were. Mint, less educated too. I'm talking to you, Appalachia. Mintmobile.com/trippin. Also, it's MINTMOBILE. And then the little thing, and then COM. I mean, if you don't know what the letters mean, then I just got a GED or something. Cut your wireless bill, $15 a month at mintmobile.com/trippin. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower, above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details. Now let's get back to the episode. Guys, these other companies want the fucking shirt off your back. Not Mint Mobile. Get yours. All right, Joey Diaz.
Then I met a 29-year-old girl, and she asked me to go on a date, and she came over to my house, and she goes, I don't want to go in your home. I want to go sit in the grass in the mountains. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Oh, during the summers.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Usually the girls I pick up, they dry hump, you take them home. Fuck no. This girl was like, no, I refuse. I'm going to the mountain. We walked like a mile, and then she took an apple out with brie cheese. Guys, I didn't know what brie cheese was. I'm from fucking Jersey. What do I know what brie cheese is? And she's like, eat it. We were eating grapes and crackers. I'm like, what happened to the salami? Where's the fucking sandwich? Where's the Chinese food? But even that was culture that I had never seen before.
It's cool. They're cool people. Mountain people are cool.
And then I was addicted.
Yeah.
And then I got to go to other places. So at the time, I was big into cocaine.
You know what I do? I put a you know when you put a chicken in a bag, what's that called? You like baste it. You put that in your knapsack the whole day and the whole morning. You just fucking roasting it in a Ziploc back there. And then you go to the top of the mountain where they have grills and you take the shit out and you just fucking grill up some hot chicken.
That's a great idea. I never even thought of that. But I got so addicted to skiing, it took over my cocaine addiction. And then I came back here in 85, 84, and I was cracked. Like something was missing from my life.
Skiing.
And it was skiing. And I fucking ended up staying here for 18 months, homeless. And I said, fuck this. I'm going back to Colorado to ski. And
Joyce Diaz ski bum?
And I went back to fucking Aspen. I got the snowmask as a house sitter. All those pictures you see of me from Colorado were all when I was house sitting. And I was fucking 185, 5'10", fucking yoked. I had a punching bag in the garage. And went from that house, and you're going to type all this up and show these people the pictures. It was called 435 Far Away Road. You know what they want for that house now?
What?
$100,000 a month.
Whoa.
To rent it. You could go on Zillow right now. That house was at $3.4 million when I was the house sitter. The owners of the house only came once a year for a week. They left you a Jeep, and they made you stay in the apartment over the garage, which was
just to make sure it's like not falling apart.
Not falling apart. You had 20 hours.
You were Nicholson.
I was 20 hours a month, either skiing in the winter, shoveling in the winter.
Yeah, 20 hours a month.
Yeah, or cutting grass in the summer and doing little repairs, painting. The most important thing was when he came to town, that the house be ready.
Yeah.
And in the 18 months I was there, he came one time. His name was Dick Self.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And that house was just an adventure for me because
I still can't believe you just went skiing all the time.
I just went, and then when I went back in the winter of 85, now I knew what I had to do. So you ready for this, guys?
Yeah.
Uncle Joey became security at the Crestwood Hotel. My shift was 4 to 1. They were actually paying me the case joints. I knew who had money, who had jewelry. I got the whole fucking lineup, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't rob for like the first ski season.
That's like Ted Bundy being a fucking alarm and
a veterinarian or some shit. And I really enjoyed myself, Ari. They gave me a fucking security job. And
how long till you start robbing them?
There was light because
that's crazy.
People gave you shit.
What do you mean?
Like when Texans came in to town with oil money, you think they bring skis? They go up there and drop $8,000 And guess what they do when they leave town?
They just leave them.
They call the the guy who gave him a ride to the airport or whoever picked up booze for him, and they go, "You want this? We're not going to take this back." So I stocked up on skis and boots, and it was just phenomenal. I didn't want to mess that up. I don't.
Wow, yeah.
You know when I don't want to mess something up, I won't.
Yeah.
I mean, 20 years I never messed up at the Comedy Store.
That's a good
she
deal.
She never banned me. People still like, Joey, how did you get banned?
How did you get banned?
No, I never got banned.
Right, yeah.
What I'm saying.
The amount you robbed from that place.
But I didn't rob that. I didn't rob directly from Mitzi. I robbed, with the passes.
With the passes. they got you the passes.
But I was so intrigued with skiing. And now I got to the point where I knew everybody else.
Water?
Please.
Yeah.
No, bring another one.
So keep going. I'm listening.
I got to the point where I was so intrigued by skiing. Now I was skiing different levels.
There's no waters here.
I think there's either one or get some primes.
Get some what?
Pull some primes out of there.
Oh, primes.
Sorry about that. I don't think I have any fucking.
Here's a prime.
The water
Here's
went
a
down
Coke
the
Zero.
shore.
This is good. Can I have a Coke Zero?
Yeah, I'll take a Coke Zero. I don't give a fuck.
Can I have this one?
Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Just sit down, cocksucker.
Okay,
You're
sorry.
making me nervous.
You got me too high. You're always
So,
getting too high.
my job was I worked at a video store in the morning, like from 11 to like 2, because the guy knew how much I enjoyed movies. And then I only worked security like 4 nights. So it was 4 to 1 or 4 to 12, I think it was.
Yeah.
And my job was just to pick people up at the airport that came in late. So I would be busy from 4 to 7. And then I did what I wanted. I smoked dope. I went to I got a house. When I first moved to Snowmass, I had to live in the employee dorm. And that was a fucking adventure. All those things prepped me for prison. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, yeah, I bet.
to learn how to live
You don't
in
know
a
what's
dorm.
going to prepare you for.
And that second time, Ari, I went up there and I was I don't even know the distance. But it was, if I tell you what it was sickening. All I had to do was, even though I had a 3 mountain ski pass from the Crestwood and I had a Snowmass pass from the video store, I just gave them to my friends.
Because you skied this mountain that you would live right next to.
I lived there, but since I worked at the video store, I became friends with all the people who ran the machines. So all I'd have to do is open my back door, walk with my boots, put the skis down, get on the skis, and then I would push upward for about, Ari, maybe 7 minutes. And then not like 3 minutes up, and then like 4 down, and I would ski right into a thing.
God
as
damn.
they were plowing the ski stuff, or it would snow the night before.
Oh,
And then whatever. And I would do that. I would do like runs from 8:30. I wouldn't even snort the night before because I wanted to fucking
get up.
do this.
Yeah. What else could get you up at
I
fucking 7
wanted to
be on first
fucking
lift?
do this.
What else could do that?
Listen, from the world I came from, to get up
Yeah.
early in the morning and the sun shines on your face, and it's a little bit cold, but once you get on the mountain and you hit your first fucking thing, it's exhilarating in the morning. It's better than a blowjob with an ice cube up your ass. It's better than anything you'll
It's
that
the
made me-
best.
That's what made me.
Cutting tracks when you're like, no one's touched this
Nobody's
yet.
touching it.
It's so good.
You know, you still
God
see like
damn.
elk.
And you
running.
look back, you see your own track.
I see my track.
Yeah,
I can
you see animal tracks out
Animal
there.
tracks running.
Oh.
It was something, and people listen to this and they'll go, "Come on, John." And it's like,
Nah,
dog,
fuck off.
This
What else
was
would
my
get you up
heart
at 7
this
to
time.
be in line by 7:45 so you get on the first lift?
What fucking line? There was no line.
Oh, no,
I would
it's
open up
developed
the
yet.
condo, Nick
God
Self's
damn.
condo, and just ski over. Like I said to you, it was like 3 minutes up. Listen, the first couple
And
times.
then you're just already skiing? There's not onto a lift?
No, I would
You're
just,
saying you're halfway up the mountain?
I'm already halfway up the mountain.
God damn.
So I would ski like 7 minutes, and I'd be right there at a lift, and then I'd start again. Then sometimes I'd warm up on the easy ones, and then hit 3 of the hard ones, and then
when did you get high? What point in the day did you get high?
at night.
At night. You
But
wouldn't
at
do it
this
while you're
time-
skiing?
At this time, I wasn't doing coke. I didn't break till.
No, I mean weed.
Oh yeah, I was smoking like a fucking. They had that Colorado weed at the time. You smoke it and you hear Joe Walsh singing Rocky Mountain High. You know, they had so many different options of weed. And I had a guy, Cato, in town.
Yeah.
And his job was, listen, I don't care whether you're in Basalt, Carbondale, Aspen. You get a bag of good weed, you bring it here. I'll give you the money. This guy brought me weed that was scientific from Woody Creek Tavern. So I was living my best life. My roommate was a cook.
Did you ski high?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying
never cocaine. I'm not gonna lie.
But weed.
Never
you start
cocaine.
right away, or you go a little bit and then
Always
get high?
weed. Never mushrooms, because I did mushrooms when I first moved there.
And
I got
skied on
diarrhea.
mushrooms?
No.
I've done that.
I just
once or
did
twice.
mushrooms.
The
and
light
got-
ones.
And got a big diarrhea asshole. And I said, what do I gonna? I don't want to do diarrhea when I'm enjoying myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's
I'll
fair,
stick with
buddy.
the Quaaludes and the reefer. I was very happy with a Quaalude, a reefer, and a Southern Comforter too. At that time, that's what. And then I would go home and puke because I'm allergic to alcohol. You know. But those were the best, and that's what made
How
me
long did that last for? That whole season? Did you get good?
very good. It gets better. It gets better. The dude, I gave the $700 to.
Yeah.
He was in a big, tight skiing community. And December of 85, going into 86, he knocked on my door one day. I didn't live in the same building as him. He had moved, and I was house sitting. And he goes, hey, man, me and my friends are going to drive to Riverton, Wyoming, and then our other friend that is the general manager or whatever is going to get a helicopter. And it won't take you too high, but we're going to drop from the helicopter on the powder.
What?
I said yes.
What?
It's one of those things that you
What?
don't want to look like a pussy,
Yeah.
and you say yes to.
But
deep down inside, you're like, I hope the fucking world ends before this fucking happens, before this date happens.
yeah.
The guy had connections.
You were going to do hella skiing?
Listen to me. The guy was so connected. I wanted to go see the Sixers play the Nuggets, and he got me a private plane for $250, and we split it 4 ways. $75 round trip each in a 4-man plane with cocktails, and fucking the guy was playing music and the whole fucking deal. That's how connected this guy was.
God
I did not know this when I gave him the $700. I did not know this. I had entered a different world with this guy.
God damn.
This guy was a professional
God
skier.
damn.
This guy knew people, and I worked in the summers. For a couple summers, I worked for a guy named Chip Chilson. And he had a masonry company. Chip Chilson was also a professional skier. So Chip and him were friends. He got me the job with Chip. So these guys just, the way we talk comedy and reefer, and remember the nights at the Comedy Store? How much we would talk about comedy? These guys talked about skiing. And they talked about, these motherfuckers went to New Zealand half the year. I guess they're skiing down there or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Somewhere they would work. They had
Southern
their
Hemisphere
lives.
for sure. Wow.
This is a complete dream. This is a fucking hand job for a guy like me. But these guys had a job that they had become masons. And they would do 6 months in Aspen, the summer season. And then they would go back with all that money they made and ski in different countries. They would go to different places, these guys. This was a different level. I had gotten involved with the Robin Williams and the Richard Pryor of fucking comedy. I didn't know it was about skiing. So sure enough, the day came. We drove to whatever the fuck part of Wyoming. Guy came with a helicopter. They gave me some type of vest.
So wait. Did they tell you how to do it?
They told me a couple things.
Do you jump out with the skis on already, or do you jump out and like hold them?
You jump out with the skis on, so you have to stand on the side with a hook. You don't. It was a long time ago, Ari. Oh, it was 40 fucking years ago. And I was just talking about on the Patreon podcast about fear. I love when I'm scared of something because I'll make a lie up. I don't like it, but eventually you have to do it. It's like when you went. I was watching one of your podcasts. You went somewhere and you ate something. Like you're an eater. I'm not. You're open-minded to eating bald nuts and
People
a
are eating
pigeon.
it.
I can't.
People are already eating it.
That's my fears of traveling internationally.
Right.
That I'm not going to like the food and I got to get on a plane immediately.
Right.
You know. So I'd gone to Jamaica, all this shit. And by that time, 86, guys, I had a residence in Miami. I had a place where I could go to Miami and stay, pick up coke, and go back to the East Coast, back to New York City. So I was moving around, guys. I led a horrible life. In fact, I was thinking about when it started. That life, that really bad part of my life started August 12th, 1984. Because the girl I was dating at the time, that I was really close with, trust me, I was a mess, drug-wise. But I was stable because I had a girlfriend. I could not have a job. Our parents knew me. I couldn't go to their house and go, I'm painting. No. You had to have something in those days. And they knew I was off the hook. So I always kept some type of fucking job, you know? What are we talking about?
Skiing. We got to go about the hella skiing.
The hella skiing.
Yeah.
So they got me over there, and we practiced something. Now that you think about it, like how to land, but it was...
They'd have to run you through it, yeah.
It's the same thing as how to stop. What's that called? The snowplow? When you cross your legs. It was something, guys, it was a long fucking time ago.
Yeah.
I didn't drink that morning. I didn't do anything because I thought I'd pass out. I wonder how you do it. And you have to hold on. But they lowered the helicopter down for us for the first time, and we just jumped. But when you land, you're off and going.
That's crazy.
So you have to land, get let off with 2 ski poles and land. And I think I lost a pole the first time. I mean, guys, I'm a clunky fuck. They had me doing shit that I wasn't even ready for.
Can you even like stop and enjoy the moment of being on top of the fucking mountain?
Oh, I did. Yeah. It was when you look around, and I've always said this about the Rocky Mountains, that certain parts of the mountains, man, you look at it and you don't have to be a religious person, but you know something funky happened here. Whenever I'm in Colorado, I know something funky happened here. And something with God's hand. God's hand.
It just goes on for forever. I like to imagine you get lost in the woods there, and then wolves start chasing you eventually, and like how far you could get, and you wouldn't make it.
And even when I lived in Aspen, I did something that you would love. Like this guy, Steve Schiavone. He hooked me up with these people at a restaurant called Kablunix. Think about this. 1984, 83. You meet on a mountain at 5:30 in the afternoon, and they come get you with wolves, you know, with sleds. You get on there with your fiance, they give you a blanket, and they give you a little container of alcohol.
That's up there?
This was in 83, and the guy goes, mush, and all of a sudden these wolves take you through the mountains to a restaurant. You get off, they take the blanket, you go in, you eat, they have 2 servings a night. Like 6:30.
Like a time serving?
Yeah, like 6:30 to 8:30.
How many people are there?
9 to maybe 60. And all of them get put in there with the sleds.
Wow.
Doug,
you're fucking that night.
I'm a kid that walks around Manhattan with a slice of pizza, eating it as he walks.
Yeah.
I'm an animal. I could buy a container of pork fried rice, get 2 chopsticks and a napkin, and eat it as I'm walking down Broadway. Here I am. You know,
getting sledded into a
fucking sled with dogs or some guy going mush, mush. And you get there and they have like lizard meat and they had all exotic food. You're not going to go in there and get a cheeseburger. You're going to go to an ostrich burger with duck legs and something else. I fucking almost puked 8 times. But just the experience. When was I going to fucking ever get on a sled again, ever freeze at night? I don't even think I had a date or a girlfriend. I think I went with Steve or
good for you.
My roommate at the time. And then I became one of those guys. Like when I moved to Boulder.
What do you mean one of those guys? Yeah, what?
Sorry, guys. When I moved to Boulder, you guys got to remember that. After a while in Boulder, I was very lost. When I got into stand-up, after I got out of prison, I didn't want to leave Colorado. I felt like I had fucked up and now I had to prove myself to Colorado. And then comedy came along and, you know, what we talking about?
I want to hear more about this fucking skiing, dude. You started doing tricks. You're doing hella skiing.
No, there was no fucking aerials. I'm no Circus du Soleil. You're not digging me. I jump off the helicopter, land, that's good enough, Uncle Joey.
And then you just cut tracks all the way down.
The guy takes you down like 15 minutes. By the time you get to the bottom, you can't even fucking breathe.
Yeah.
The lungs have been, everything has been taken out of your lungs.
I can't imagine you being this athletic.
and you're fucking like dying. You're like,
the air's so thin up there.
I can't believe I did this. I cannot believe I did this. Like, I respect.
Aren't you scared of avalanches and shit? That's what I'd be scared of.
At that
most.
time, I
or
wasn't.
just some big jump that you're like, I can't make that.
I don't remember. There was an avalanche one time when I went somewhere. But that was close by, like Rifle.
Yeah.
I would never go like really far. They were taking me to Rifle. And it's crazy. They took me to Rifle.
What's Rifle? That's a mountain?
Rifle is a different ski resort and all this shit.
You never once.
They took me to Rifle.
Yeah. Did you get injured a lot?
I broke my rib one time.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
And that was the beginning of my shoulder.
Oh, well.
Because I was young.
Worth it, though. Worth
you
it.
ski, like I told you the truth. You ski without boundaries when you're young. You don't know. You're a fucking New Jersey kid.
Yeah.
That's why when I watch Molly's Game, did you ever watch that movie, Molly's Game? It's on Netflix. The beginning of Molly's Game, her father is the guy from fucking, from the Cowboy Show on
Yosemite?
yeah, what's the name of that?
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
He plays the father.
Okay.
And it opens up. They live in
What, the pitcher?
who?
The pitcher?
What picture?
The pitcher, the fucking...
The star of the fucking show, the old man.
Yeah, the old man. What's his name? He was a pitcher in that one movie.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
So now you threw me off, cocksucker.
You threw me off.
So
We're in this together, we said. Hold
all
on.
right, so he played the father to Molly's Game.
Yeah.
And
And
the movie opens up with her on a skis resort, and he's her coach.
Yeah.
And I remember being on a flight, and my dick got so fucking hard. And it's Jessica.
She's so fucking hot.
It's Jessica Chastain. So she's hot.
Young.
I wasn't hot about her. I was just hot about that thought of what it felt like to wake up in the morning, smoke a bong hit, maybe eat a fucking croissant, and all you cared about was getting to that fucking mountain first. Getting to that mountain just to see the way the sun shined on you. It's something that you can never, ever describe. I've never had the sun shine on me again. February, the
it's
third
cold,
week,
but then like comforting at the same time.
dog, there's no
You see the light coming
humidity.
through the trees sometimes. You just like, it's just quiet.
There's
it's like
no
a nice
humidity.
quiet. Yeah.
And then I saw things, Ari, that were just mind-boggling. I saw the third week or the second week of February, they do Bikini Week in Snowmass Village. And you ski in bikini. Now, I never skied in a bikini. I could lie to you and tell you I went and listen. I don't believe skiing with no pants on. All right? I ain't getting no strawberries in the fucking snow. They had Bikini Week, but this is where it gets crazy. They have a part where it's like everybody skis with bikinis, but every day they have a different event. And on this particular event, you have to ski down and then go. They build something by the
ramp.
By the diving board.
Yeah.
And you fly over, do a loop-de-loop, and land in the pool.
What?
I sat there and watched that for hours.
Wait, on skis?
On skis.
What?
These fucking people that just practice.
What?
It's insane. It was insane.
Animals.
The shit I saw there. And then I ended up, the girl I was dating.
God, how committed you gotta be to be able to
Okay,
do that.
the girl I was dating, her two brothers,
Yeah.
used to fucking piss me off at first. But then I saw what they were doing. Like, these two guys started skiing when they were 3. Like, that's why I wanted to take my daughter to fucking...
Yeah.
After the
You know
band-
Andy Haynes?
Who?
Andy Haynes, comedian. He's like that. He's fucking good. He just
Dog.
casually jumps up and turns backwards, and then he's like, "So you guys coming to the?"
Yeah,
fucking-
dog,
with
it's-
like not even an effort.
When you see something... The worst thing ever is being on your ass in the mountain,
Yeah.
looking around for your ski, and all of a sudden you hear... And you see a bunch of 6-year-old kids come
Crushing
by
it.
you
Crushing
doing
it.
fucking 90.
What up, old man?
What's up, dog? And you're like, oh.
And they can't even like put their hands all the way down. They're that young.
No, and when you know the people,
They're so good.
you know the kids that live there,
Yeah.
and you know the people who come visit for one
They go
week.
every year. They take lessons, and they just get better every year. And then when they're 20, they're fucking sick.
But what about the kids who live there?
Yeah.
I'm talking about you growing up in New York.
You almost convinced me to go there during COVID. I almost went to Telluride. That was one of the last. It was like down to that where like I could go skiing every day. No one will
All
come
that
here.
shit is so fucking cool. I got a bum knee now, and I'm petrified to go on skis. But if I could do it all over again, it'd
Yeah.
be Telluride for a week. It'd be a warm-up somewhere else.
Did you ski up there in Telluride?
I don't remember.
Ore?
I don't know. I was in Telluride at that age. We'd take road trips on the weekends, me and my buddies from North Bergen. But it was really surreal what I saw at that age and how grateful I am because it slowed me up a lot. Traveling slowed me up. It showed me the world. And one thing I always hated, I lived in Boulder, and I'd see these bohemian fucking rich kids, and they would drink coffee at Penny Lane. And I became one of those people too. Like I like going to those coffee shops. I really enjoyed bohemian coffee shops. This is way before Starbucks and all these fucking Gentiles. But before Gentiles were even invented, we just had regular people drinking coffee.
Bohemian, I like that.
But all these people would always talk about, I'm saving money up to go to France. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And as a Cuban, I would look at them and go, before you go to France or fucking Arabia or Africa, and I appreciate it, could you please take a look at what we got to offer?
Yeah, it's great here.
Okay? And then 2 years later, I got into stand-up comedy. And I was living in Boulder.
Yeah.
And where do you go? Austin? No. You go to Montana, Wyoming, and, all that shit, Idaho. You end up at all those states. And I still remember being a comedian and feeling like just bombing. And I was in something, South Dakota.
Yeah. Bismarck?
One of those, South Dakota, where fucking Evel Knievel jumped to some shit. Anyway, I just bombed as a feature act. They gave me like $400. And I asked there was one Mexican. I go, do you have a cousin that sells coke? He's like, see. And after the show, we went over there and I picked up like a gram of blow or something. And the next day, his parents invited me over to eat because I was Spanish. And I'll never forget going, all those idiots at that coffee shop in Boulder, none of them has ever been to Snake River, North Dakota or South Dakota, whatever the fuck it is. Like, this was really important to me, like going to all those places. There was a time when I wanted to do comedy in every state.
Oh, yeah,
And I'm only a couple short now.
What do you got short?
Hawaii.
You never did in Hawaii?
No.
That's a fucking, there's gigs there.
Yeah, Blue Note, a bunch of shit, I know. I never did, like I did Wyoming, I did New Mexico, I did
New Mexico with
Utah.
With you. Didn't we do it together once?
Yeah, we did New Mexico, Chicago. I did but I also did all these places as a stand-up comic. And I did something when I was in those places, which became attachment to me. Like right now, I haven't traveled in 4 years to do stand-up, nor do I want to.
Yeah.
But if you want me to tell you I don't miss it, like how excited you get when you're going to New Mexico because you're going to buy albums or get a certain coffee or a certain type of burrito or green chili. How fucking excited were we when we went to Denver?
Yeah.
We would drop our luggage, roll a joint, smoke, and go right and get a bowl of green chili.
Yeah.
You go to fucking Addison, Texas.
Yeah.
Addison, Texas.
You're going to do something. You're going to have some fun.
You got to have fun. We would go to the Chuck and Jive in Addison, Texas and get gumbo. We went one time with Rogan, but way before Rogan.
Dude, I would do Franklin every time I went to Austin.
Yeah.
I would stand in the dumb line like an idiot and just wait there or get somebody else to wait for me in exchange for tickets. I would do that sometimes where it's like free tickets, 4 free tickets a show, get me that fucking barbecue. But you just look forward to it. You're like, when I go back there, I'm going to do that one thing.
And from comedy, we learned that,
and then
listen, some of these big cities are great, but I still have that fucking Colorado mentality.
Yeah.
Like, I still remember talking the wise guy into letting me in for a door deal and going, I just want to go to Utah. Like, I didn't care what they were going to pay me.
I never go there and don't go skiing.
Yeah, the first time I went there was the summer.
Oh, okay.
And I was blown the fuck away. While most people are talking about Ibiza and Bali. Here I am in Utah having a better time. Because I don't know anybody. I got no investment here.
Yeah.
You're just saying Ibiza to be cool. I'm telling you, I just came from fucking Utah, and I'm a lot cooler than you are. Okay, whatever the fuck you may think. And that's something I take pride in. That, I didn't go to France. I didn't go to Europe. I didn't go to Well, it ain't over yet. We're not going to give up this fight yet.
Yeah, okay.
Hopefully with these travel podcasts, the word will get out that I have a fucking warrant.
Yeah, we got to get that passport.
In 1998 in fucking Seattle, and they won't drop it.
All they got to do is stamp it. Like, whatever, we're done. This isn't the guy who did it anymore.
I never got arrested again for it. Haven't been arrested in 20 years. I just got in my first
You're an American. You should have your
fucking
fucking passport.
It's not,
Who can just stamp it? It's a fucking bureaucracy.
I understand.
That's the fucking dumbest shit.
I made a mistake.
Yeah, sure.
They won't allow me in Canada. Where in this Constitution that these forefathers signed was it? You're not going to be allowed in Canada because you got a warrant or whatever. And I get it. I fucked
Sure,
up.
that's Canada's rule though. But let's get ours sorted out. You can still go to France or fucking
and I'm willing.
Italy.
Now, the last couple minutes, where would I want to go? When I was a kid.
Well, did you want to go skiing in fucking Switzerland and places like that?
Well, at 61, I can't ski in Switzerland.
No, but right, good point.
Would I love to go there?
Good point. Yeah.
Okay? It's like I always bust Joe Rogan's balls as much as I love him.
Yeah.
200 million, 400 million, and you came up with Austin. Again, I got nothing against Austin. But me and Ari would have fucking blown up that office in Los Angeles. I would have lit my house on fire.
$200 million.
You know how people go to fucking...
How many people would you spit in their face and be like, I'll never see you again?
Not really. I would just disappear. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be a fucking idiot. I'm going to do what everybody that has a heartbeat does that I never did before. I would move to England.
Move to England?
Okay. Buy a home in England.
Okay.
And start a podcast there.
Okay, but you got $200 million.
To get a whole new... Listen, you still got to do something. And I'm going to interview a whole new set of savages.
Okay.
From the drummer from Def Leppard with one arm. I'll hunt those motherfuckers down.
And get them all up there.
Get them on now.
Oh,
he could have got anybody he wanted on. The Prime
that would have been fun. That would have been fun.
He could have got the Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia on.
In London.
In London.
Yeah,
anybody he wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
An American now with a podcast base.
A month of podcasts over the seas or whatever.
What fucking month? You're not even listening to the dream.
Yeah. Okay.
The dream is Monday through Friday in England.
Okay.
And then on Friday, you open up your fucking drawer and go, I'm going to throw a dart. And wherever this motherfucker lands is where I'm going. You've got properties. You got $200 million.
So you did the whole thing into London. You still got 190 left.
All right. So I got Spain.
What are you doing in Spain? Where are you getting a house? What are you doing? Beach
Barcelona,
house? Mountain house? Okay.
Beach, whatever I fucking want.
Yeah. What do you want?
As I'm walking down the street, I want that one. Somebody lives in there anyway. Or from an extra $1 million. Get them the fuck out.
You have $200 million.
We'll sell it in a week. No, I want you out of here right now. I got your room at the Four Seasons. I got $190 million. I got your room at the Four Seasons. By the way,
while we were talking, I just got $84,000 in interest. Just take it. Let's close the fucking deal.
Take it, okay? Go to Spain, Ireland.
Ireland? Why Ireland?
They're my people.
Yeah, you buy a house there?
Yes.
What do you mean they're your people?
I'm Cuban. They're my people. They're Catholics.
Oh.
All right. I would definitely buy an island. Oh, not buy an island. I'm sorry. I would definitely get a Sicilian island.
Something like that. A whole island?
Something
small.
$200 million. I'm
How
going to
much?
share an
Could you
island.
get an island for $15
guy?
million?
Huh?
Could you get an island for $15 million? A small island with like 4 houses on it.
And every weekend you go somewhere else. That's my point.
No, your own.
Every fucking weekend you take a 3-day weekend at 61 years old, 55.
Yeah.
You just tell your wife, listen, I'm going to take the private jet.
Let's go to Paris for lunch.
I'll meet you in Dubai.
Oh.
I'll meet you in Thailand.
Nice.
I'll meet you here. Wherever you fucking want with that money. That would be a fucking tremendous dream for a guy like me. To be able to go to Spain and eat ham this week.
Would you go to South America anywhere? Anything there? It's all Europe for you.
Listen, let's get back to it. 1983, I had a dream.
Okay.
Martin Luther King had a dream. I had a dream too.
I bet they didn't line up, the two dreams.
The dream that I had, the other dream was to just move to Colombia and snort coke till I died. My goal was to take a picture with a big coke rock in Colombia and make it like a postcard and send it to my friends. Fuck you. You're working at UPS, sucking my dick. I'm down here snorting in fucking Cartagena. But at the same time,
I got you a Coke spoon from Colombia.
Did you?
Yeah, I brought you back a Coke spoon.
Where is it?
I don't know. I gave it to you when I got back.
How long ago?
I mean,
You brought me back that stick with the fucking thing you light on fire and all the spirits.
yes,
left.
yeah.
I got rid of the good spirits too. That's the problem with that shit. Some of the good spirits are like, you don't like that.
No,
stuff.
they stay. They know they avoid it. You got to open the windows.
But I wanted to go to Colombia today, guys. I would love to go to so many. I'd love to go to China. I'd love to go to.
Really? What do you think? Like,
I'm a big Chinese guy. I'm a fan of a lot of cultures.
yeah.
I'd have to go to
Let's
Africa.
hold on. Let's say you got your passport though, and they're like, you got it. Where you want to go first? You can
First
take,
would be
you can
England
take a
to-
month.
England to walk across Abbey Road like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, to see all those spots I heard about. All those spots with those great bands where Eric Clapton and the Yardbirds, and they're not there. This is a pipe dream.
Yeah.
They're not there, but just the essence of that. I definitely go to Birmingham, England, to visit Judas Priest's hometown and Ozzy Osbourne's hometown. You know, that's an industrial city. They busted their ass like we did. They didn't come from no fucking rich people. So Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, those guys came from dirt. That's why they're so fucking good, you know. And then I would just take a trip with you, call you up and go, you're my
would do that with
tour
you.
hunter, you're my tour guide. I'm going to give you this amount of money for 5 days.
And all plan it?
Yeah, but I don't want to go like to Thailand.
No, I know.
And have to eat lizards.
Yeah, I know.
I want to go somewhere
No,
where
it'd be
there's a
something you'd be
steak,
into.
lobster tails, you know,
Yeah.
a nice hotel. But then again, you know me. I can stay anywhere as long as I don't get bit by mosquitoes.
Yeah.
I like to go to Tunisia.
Buddy, I got a spot for you in Croatia we could go
Croatia?
to. Fucking be alone on a fucking island.
You know, I always have apprehensions about Russia,
Yeah.
but why not?
Yeah. I
I don't mind getting shaken down. Maybe I'll get a story like fucking Burt Kreischer, right?
Maybe meet that guy.
It's just-
I bet out of respect, if you did find yourself on a train in Russia, you would be like, I'm going to take something from somebody's overhead. Just out of respect. for
No,
Bert.
because it's international. I don't know the rules there. I don't want to end up like the
Brittany Griner.
WNBA basketball player. Another place I really, really want to go to,
Yeah.
that I really want to go for a month, Israel.
Whoa, why?
I want to go to the wall. I want to go to Jerusalem.
Buddy, you would love the wall.
I know. I would fucking
You and
stay
Simone
there.
would love the wall.
When I saw the fucking, there's a couple shows I've watched
so
where people
old.
go to Israel. And it's pretty, except the one when Bourdain went and they were like, we got to leave. They're bombing people in Tel Aviv. You know, bomb just came over. And he's asking people this how they live. And those people are like, fuck yeah, but we don't give a fuck, you know.
Yeah.
I would love to go to Israel. I would love to see just the people.
Tel
what they
Aviv's really
go through.
cool.
I would love to wear
Jerusalem's so
yarmulke
weird.
for a little while.
You would. You'd hit your roots. You're
Yeah.
Jewish. People don't know that.
I would love all that shit.
People just see you as Cuban, but in fact, you're Jewish.
I would love to just walk around, and that's the dream. But, you know, as Americans, we all have these dreams.
Buddy, the smell, you would love it. The smell everywhere. And then all the Jesus stuff. You just like, it's like you're an ancient civilization,
no, I
old
know.
Jerusalem.
I know. I love all that stuff.
And there's so much drugs in Tel Aviv. It's so much drugs in
A
Tel
lot
Aviv.
of ecstasy and shit.
A lot.
They jump up and down. for
They
fucking
know how to
days.
go.
They go.
Yeah.
But then I want to go to places that you've told me that have been like quiet.
What do you mean? What do you mean quiet?
Like I like to go, like when I go to a town, I don't want to go see the bar. I want to go to the opposite of a bar. I want to go someplace where I get to see people live their lives every day. I want to just sit there with a cup of tea or whatever the fuck you drink in that neighborhood. It's not goat's blood, like anything else. I would sit there and just watch people. You learn more from that than anything else.
Yeah.
And learning about people is so fucking, even when I went to Colorado, do you understand? I'm meeting Goombas and Cubans and everybody's a gorilla. Back there, you're just meeting people.
Yeah. You see how they live?
You
Just
know?
sort of like.
And I
see
can't
it
imagine
fresh.
going to like LA and being there for a year and then leaving to some place where they don't even know what a movie is. And you're like, wow, these people just want to be nice. There is nothing, because I'm not that. I'm not that person. I'm not a welcome wagon. I'm not the type of guy that would go, oh, you're coming to Jersey. Come on, I'm going to show you the sights. Go fuck yourself. You want to go see the Statue of Liberty. I'm not going to see the Statue of Liberty.
You want to live the way people are living.
But when you go to a place, there's always, it's like when you go to the Funny Bone in Nebraska and she picks you up and takes you to one of their restaurants the next day.
Yeah.
Not a chain, one of their local places and you talk to the waiter and the waitress and they tell you, oh, you should go to the dog track. What fucking
Well, dog track, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And all that. Even when I went to Bristol, Tennessee, they were so fucking nice, Ari. They were so fucking nice that you leave there feeling shitty about yourself because you can never be that nice. Like, I could never be that.
Right.
I could never live in a town of 25.
But also, you're just like open to it too. You're sitting there like wide-eyed.
Oh, I
like,
love it.
Like, and so it's like inviting.
That diner we went to in Austin.
The late night diner.
No, the one we went to for breakfast when we were staying at that hotel. And then we saw Mark Maron there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's me.
What do you mean?
That's the type of place I want to hang at. We spoke to the fucking manager. We were talking to the waitress with the tattoos. It's just to meet other people is why you travel. Like these people who want to go, I'll go to Italy and look at churches. Listen, I've seen enough fucking churches. I've seen prisons. I've seen all that shit. I don't want to see that shit. I want to experience the people and how they talk to me and their views on things. You know, my neighbors went to Italy and they came back and they were like, it was great, but they both lost 100 pounds since they went to Italy.
In Italy?
No, when they came back.
Yeah.
Because they realized how fucking lumpy and fat Americans were. That they sat there for an hour and going, he's an American, he's an American, he's an American. And then they found out about the foods. The sister lost 60 pounds also because they're not eating that way anymore. They took all that shit out of their diet.
I heard there's all like gluten-free like pastas there
they
now. And everyone just
fucking
embraced
changed
it.
everything, brother.
Yeah. That's the only problem with Italy. You would get fat, but they're not.
They're not. And we are. And she goes, it was so embarrassing to see Americans. Like, they learned that from it. Look at the people in Italy. They're all in shape.
Oh, so then they came home and lost weight.
They
They're
all
like,
look good.
Wow. Yeah.
Naturally.
Yeah.
You know, they don't give a fuck about what Americans are saying. You can't eat pasta. They're eating pasta. They're just not putting all that shit in their fucking food. And these kids are not eating all that shit in their food.
Yeah.
So they look like normal fucking kids.
It's so fucking processed.
So it's so processed. They went to Italy and lost weight. That's when you know life is good.
I remember how to wrap this up. Where else in America do you want to go? Let's just say you can't get your passport. What's still calling you? I went to Yosemite for the first time this year. Acadia. There's places. What's calling you here?
I'll go to Yosemite. I've already
You want to do that stuff like that? Or are there any cities? Anything?
From the lack of traveling, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I don't miss the cities.
The cities. Yeah.
The cities.
Yeah.
From traveling, I miss Boston.
Dude, we had so
Milwaukee.
much fun in Boston walking around. Milwaukee?
I liked Milwaukee.
Underrated town, yeah.
I liked Houston. You know, Austin. We had a great time in Dallas. You know, I always loved Miami.
I hate Miami.
You know, where would I want to go, Ari? Left with my family? Where would I want to take Mercy?
Yeah.
We've been planning this trip for 3 years and we can't get it off the ground. I want to take her to Colorado. I want her to see at an early age what I saw.
She would crush skiing.
At 19.
That determination,
Oh,
she would soak it up.
She would kill it.
Bro, she would soak it up.
There's a hotel I want to stay in Boulder. There's a 4-hour drive to Aspen. Stay up a couple days up there.
Yeah.
You don't even look at your credit statements. You just eat, do what you can, and fuck it. Because you're only going to get one opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to take her there. Hawaii, all that shit. I want to take her to places that really got under my skin when I went there the first time. You know, because like I said, anybody could go to fucking England. Anybody could go to Australia. It's really, you never hear somebody going, I'm going to take a trip to fucking Estes Park, Colorado.
No, you
which
really
is
don't.
one of the most visited parks in the country. That's where you feed the chipmunks. They come up to you and eat. It's a couple minutes or hours, not even, from where Nicholson shot The Shining.
Wow.
It's in Estes Park. And at that hotel in the winter, they have an all-you-could-eat. Well, what do you call those on Sundays? Brunch. And then where I started comedy at a place called The Broker in Boulder, they have a big brunch, too. All those ski places they have big brunch places. So I would take her to Colorado.
So when you think of, when I just say, hey, think of where you want to go, you think of where you'd want to take your daughter to go. That's where your mind goes immediately.
If I get the passport, we're all going.
Passport's different.
We're all going. But if I stay in the States, you know, we had a great fucking time.
Where?
Last 2 years ago, we drove to Kentucky. We drove to Tennessee, but we stayed along the way in different places. Best night we had was Cincinnati.
Why?
The fucking breakfast is out of this world.
That's fun.
People
Road trip,
out
little
of
road
this
trip.
world. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still like, listen, you're not going to land in every town that you like.
Yeah.
But there's going to be one time you're going to go, wow, this is cool.
But it's like you said about just seeing new. Like you're sitting there having coffee in a not tourist town, and you're just like in the morning, and you're just kind of like listening to like what they talk about. I don't know. It's just like they speak a little differently than where you're from.
It's just something about, it's called, like as comics, we do it. As we get more successful, we don't do it. It's called getting the patois of that city. Getting the patois of that sound.
Yes.
When we were feature acts with Rogan, we'd fly a night early down there, go to a restaurant, go shoot pool.
Yeah.
We'd have the whole day open. You'd go to a mall with Rogan. You know, that got crazy, but at the same time, whether I go with Rogan or you, I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to hunt out a breakfast spot, smoke a joint. That's what weed is great. Weed gets you out of that hotel.
You walk around, get coffee.
You walk around.
You'll find some good ones. You look at one place, you're like, nah, this doesn't look fucking hipstery enough.
You know, I still remember walking past a place in Cleveland.
Yeah.
That was such a fucking dump.
Yeah.
They hadn't cleaned the glasses on this restaurant in 25 years.
Yeah.
They had fucking
greasy Joe.
They had Hoffa's fingerprints on the fucking window, and they didn't know it.
And how gray was it?
I walked past, I looked at it, and I go, that place is filthy because they didn't clean the glass. And then I walked 20 more steps. I smoked pot behind their alley. And what was coming out of the kitchen was so fucking good. And I actually went in there and I go, what is that smell? And they go, Fra Diablo. I go, throw me some lobster Fra Diablo. And when that seafood came out, I go, well, I'm not performing tonight. This shit got something in it. Malukia, this shit is not going to be good for me. And I fucking ate it. And it was so fucking
How bad was it?
good.
Remember they wore when I said I was going to Jacksonville, what you told me?
What?
You go, do not eat the fish.
At the seafood buffet.
The seafood
Friday
buffet.
night.
And I was like, okay. And then you go, I repeat, do not eat the seafood buffet.
Oh, that's Jacksonville.
Yeah,
At the
Jacksonville.
Mandarin Hotel.
Something like that.
Friday nights, they used to have the all-you-could-eat buffet, you know, sole, all those shitty fish, and they give you these ugly fucking shrimp. That's before Katrina. They had everything down there, and you'd be sitting there as a hungry comic.
You'd think it'd be fresh being that close to the ocean.
Fresh. And next thing you know, you're performing and you're hearing sounds in your stomach. You hear a bongo fucking thing behind you. So yeah, I still want to take it to Colorado. I always loved Montana, deep down inside. You know, it takes, anybody can move to a big city and be cool.
Yeah.
But it takes a certain person to go, you know what?
I want to go to Wyoming.
Wyoming.
That'd be a cool place to go.
Wyoming.
I want to go back to the Grand Canyon. I went there with Simona Renazizi. I would like to see that again.
Go again. That's a great place. I don't need to see anything in the Pacific Northwest. Those cities are kind of crazy.
I like hiking up there, but that's about it.
But you know, Seattle is beautiful.
Seattle
in the
rules.
summer.
Oh, well, yeah, you know Seattle.
It rules in the summer. That is a great town to be in the summer. Like I learned all these little things.
Seattle was always very cool. People.
Very cool. Like people ask me, why did you go there in 95? I go, Pearl Jam. And once I heard Super Unknown, the album, I knew I had to go up there to see what the fuck was going on.
They had a scene.
I was in Michigan. I met a girl and on the way to eat breakfast. She goes, I didn't know if I told you I'm breaking up with my boyfriend and I'm moving to Seattle. I said, do me a favor. Stop and come get me.
What? That's how you go.
And she showed up 2 weeks later with a fucking U-Haul and a truck, and we camped the whole way up. And we fucking moved to Seattle. And, you know, these are the things that people don't really know, that they think they know you, but they really fucking don't. You know, they really don't. People really have no idea who the fuck you are. These things I talk about now, people are listening go, nah, I don't see it. It's crazy how much I love that stuff.
Yeah, that's nuts. It's so, the way you describe New York too, same way. We're like, there's just cool people in certain places.
You know, you learn a lot from people, man. And as a comic, I'm a people watcher.
What about Alaska? You ever go to Alaska?
Yeah, I've been there. I did comedy in Choku Charlie's.
You did?
3 years
Woodshed?
in a row, 20 years ago.
Did you Woodshed?
Choku Charlie's was Stan Hope's bar that he booked it. Him and Andy, whatever his name is, his friend. Inquest, whatever. And I did that a couple times. Just fucking
Interesting.
beautiful. But I never went to the other two spots that are popular.
The Woodshed is what they sent us. What what's his name would send us to? Wheels and
it's in Anchorage?
what? Yeah, in Anchorage.
Okay, and where else did you go? Have you performed there the last 10 years?
No, I went with Rogan once, about 12 or 13 years ago. We did the Beartooth. And that was pretty fucking good. We did 2 shows in a weekend. They had a checked out bus, like a tricked out bus in the back. Like it was like a school bus with like weird lounges and stuff. So we sat there in between shows. It was cool. And then we went fishing. Like you said, like once you're up there, you got to do something like that.
You got to do
Went
something.
fishing
You
for a
got to
couple
enjoy
days.
that area for what it is. I remember I went to Alaska and I ate fucking halibut.
Yeah.
I was shitting bones when I got back to Seattle. I love fish. Love all that shit.
It's so fresh. They took me and David Taylor fishing, salmon fishing and stuff out there. He'd catch it and then just caca and whatever. And then sometimes he'll like slice it open and he goes, "Oh, there's eggs in there. This is a pregnant one. It's caviar."
Did you eat it?
Yeah, I ate a bite. David Taylor, he just kept going. Every one that was cut open, he just kept going. He ate a pound of caviar and then had to throw up out of a fucking belly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
Alaska
disgusting.
would be cool to get back to.
Alaska.
Go to Alaska next summer.
You know, before all this shit went on, I'm going to tell you what place I drove up and down that state. Gorgeous. Oregon.
You like Oregon?
Tyson's Corner. Oh, not the Tyson's Corners in fucking D.C.
What do you like about Oregon? Yeah, that's where.
Grants Pass. Ashland, Oregon.
What is that? What is
They
this?
do, Ashland, Oregon does the Shakespeare Festival every fucking year since 1952. And you go there and it's just this look and this scene. And, you know, it was the first hotel I ever checked in to do comedy. There was no fucking TV. And I didn't know how to act. And after I left, I went downstairs and I go, "There's no TV in my room." She goes, "There's no TV in any of the rooms. You're in Ashland. You didn't come here to watch TV. There's arts." And I'm like, "Fuck you." And then I walked around and I came back and I'm like,
Oh, what morals?
very interesting.
Damn.
Very
What
interesting. And
integrity.
guess what? I respect it now.
Yeah, fuck TV. What are you kidding
Fuck
me?
TV.
That's an insult to us. We have
And I
all
went-
this
I
shit
went
right
to
here.
the festival and then I bombed the next night, the first night. I had like 2 nights and I had to walk around the town and people wouldn't even talk to me the next night.
Oh, that
bombed at
sucks
the
so
comedy
fucking
show,
much. You
yeah.
got to stay in a small town. And then you're like, every 8th person was like, "I could see you looking. You were there.
Yeah,
you saw it."
It's like bombing on a cruise ship. And then I
That's
can
what's
see-
great about bombing in a ski town. You fucking mask up. No one recognizes you the next day.
Nah, it's insane. Like, I enjoyed all that mountain living. I enjoyed, you know, Bremerton is in Seattle. It's a ferry ride. It's the deepest point on the earth. That's why all the submarines are there, because they drop from there and go
Where?
Bremerton, Washington.
Whoa. So they could do all their tests and stuff?
All that stuff. You know, going to Boulder and going to a Naropa Institute, a Buddhist institute, and seeing a fucking talk by that Ginsburg 30 years ago. I did all that shit, guys. I'm a fucking hippie at heart. I just couldn't stop
Yeah.
taking showers and follow the dead. I'm a hippie. I like all that shit. I'm very religious, but I've never shut myself down to other religions. And I want to hear what you got to offer. You know, I want to hear what you got to offer. Not that I'm going to switch governments,
But
but
at
I
least
want to know about your
yeah,
fucking
be
religion.
influenced a little.
I'm one of those
That's
guys.
cool.
I really, really.
Jesus,
I
what?
want to know about your religion. You know, people hear me say terrorist and hummus. You have no idea. In college for 2 years, my tutor was Mohammed Zabib. And we were best fucking friends. And he made me eat some of that food, and I told him it tastes like ass, and he would giggle. And I'd make him eat Chinese food, and he'd tell me, like, "Fuck you, this ain't Chinese. You got to go to where I'm from to get real Chinese." It was interesting as shit, our relationships. It's just, that's what traveling is about.
Yeah.
It's really about your relationships on that travel.
What do you mean? Like who you're with?
Who you're with and where you're going, because every place has a different energy. Okay? And you got to mix with that energy. You're not going to like every place that you go to.
True.
I know that in all your travels, it's like this place. No.
Facts. It's just like, I get it. It's not my
It's
not
not
my
your
thing.
fucking cup
I
of
see
tea.
why you would like it. I don't
And
like
guess
it.
what? It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. Exactly. Just go to the next spot.
It's okay. Everybody finds peace wherever they fucking find it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's see. One question I ask everybody. Well, you got any travel tips? General travel tips?
Have fun. As comics, I've been turned off to travel. as a comedian. I've been turned off to travel from something that used to be fun. America used to get on a plane with a suit on, and I could, after the plane took off, I'd go over to A14 and talk to Ari, and Ari could send over a drink to a girl in row 8. I picked up a chick one time on a fucking plane to Denver.
Yeah, it was fun.
You know, we don't have fun anymore.
Yeah.
We would travel, and I'm guilty of that myself.
Yeah.
I look at traveling as a fucking chore now because we did it as comedians. This fucking nut, Ari,
fun.
took his travel to a different dynamic.
Yeah.
And he started going overseas, and I could see the change immediately.
Oh, yeah, what'd you say?
And yeah, when you leave, I miss you and I worry about you.
Yeah.
But I know you're doing what you enjoy. It's like when you asked me about New York 15 years ago. I said, Ari, I'm sick and tired of calling you at 11, and you're always sleeping. And you're at Pink Dot at 4, and you're at that stupid Mel's till 6 eating with these fucking guys. You do not belong here. You're a New York guy. You don't care about the mornings, but you'll stay out till 6.
Yeah.
Mitch Hedberg, I beat him up till he moved.
Dude, I was up till 6 last night. I said I woke up to go to the bathroom, but I was just going to sleep.
Yeah, no. New York City.
Yeah, with the sun up, it's just like, where else are you going to get that?
Next summer, I am subletting an apartment in New York City.
Yes, buddy. Why? I love it.
Because I want to show my daughter the
Yeah,
culture.
show her
All
New
these
York.
stupid fucking camps I send it to are just a waste of her fucking time.
Show her how to read the subway map.
This summer, every Wednesday for 6 weeks, I took her someplace different. And the best times we had was when we went up north. I could see, and I milked her slowly. I took
What's
her
up
to
north
Newark.
mean?
We
That
got
means
hot
New York.
dogs. Then I took her to my hometown.
Smart. Slow entry.
I showed her what Newark was like. This is the other side.
city now.
And she even looked at me and said, Dad, it's interesting here. Yeah, it's interesting. These people are fighting for their fucking lives. We live in a white utopia. And then I took her to Union City, where all the Cubans are at, and she fucking loved it. She's like, Dad, this is so cool. Look at all the, I took her to the butcher, I took her to a jewelry store, and then I took her to New York City. And that was, I could see her face. I could see she was excited as I was. And I'm 61 years old, and I lived on the Upper West Side. And not to harp on it, my dream before travel, before anything, is to live in the Upper West Side.
200 million, buddy.
Fuck,
You got 200 million. And what?
and not give a fuck.
Gated thing. Just
wanna
Upper
walk-
West Side, nice place.
I wanna
Well, you
walk
got
down
200 million, so
my
you're not 45
I
more
don't
million.
have 200 million. Me, Joe Diaz, Ari
Oh.
Shaffir. My dream as a young man was to live like John Lennon for a summer. Wake up in the morning, go get a freshly squeezed orange juice and a daily news, not look at what it cost,
Yeah.
and take a walk in Central Park.
That would be so sick.
Okay? And then
May to October.
fucking
April.
walk around somewhere and get an expensive breakfast and not give a fuck. And then from there, smoke a joint and go to the Museum of Natural History. Because everybody knows I could do that 4 days a week. Okay, I go to all those museums. I'll stop at St. Patrick's and say a prayer. After last weekend, and guess what, guys? My trip to New York was not enjoyable. I crashed in my car. I got a ticket for speeding from a camera. And I got pulled over for running a red light. But here's the beauty of it. When I got pulled over for running a red light, I told the cop the truth, that I was new to the area and I hadn't lived in New York City for 40 years and it's all changed. And there's one point where
Play the old
Broadway
man.
goes this way,
Everything's
Columbus.
verkauft.
And he goes, I understand. And I go, I'm not trying to be a racist. Now I'm like on 89th Street, right? And he's Chinese, the cop. He's like Chow or something. Nice guy, great guy. I'm not. And I look at him and I go, can you tell me where the fucking Caridita is? The Caridad, the restaurant?
La Caridad,
He
yeah.
got all excited. Oh, yeah, I show you. 72 between Broadway,
Right next
Columbus.
to where Stand Up New York was, now New York Comedy Club.
Now it's somewhere different.
It's gone.
No, they reopened it.
They did?
Yeah, I just went with my daughter.
It
Phenomenal.
was so fucking good.
Phenomenal.
When you had spots an hour and a half apart at Old Stand Up New York, you would just go. You would once you told me about the Chinese Cuban,
Fucking tremendous.
so fucking good.
It's on the corner of Great Papayas on the corner.
Yeah,
And in the middle
avoid that.
in the middle of the block. Listen, if you come to visit New York,
Yeah.
You might get stabbed on the subway. You might as well eat a great papaya.
I mean, yeah,
It's
get
the same
one on your
result.
last day. You're gonna have diarrhea.
Terrible.
I've gotten
terrible,
it.
terrible, terrible. But in the middle is Harlem Fried Chicken.
Okay.
I drove up and down. I showed her my old school PS 166. I showed her the PAL where I learned how to smoke cigarettes and fucking shoot a gun. You know, I showed her where I lived on Riverside Drive on 89th Street, and it brought back so many memories. And that's my ultimate dream.
Yeah.
Is to be able to live in New York City.
Having a little bit of money, it's so much better. I went to Village Vanguard on Saturday, and I was like, they're like $40. I was like, yeah, okay. And it wasn't like, oh shit, hold on, I gotta talk about this. It was just like, sure, yeah, 240s, absolutely. And then and there'll be a drink minimum inside. I'm like, yeah, obviously I'm gonna drink when I'm here.
Guys,
and it's not like it's
go,
burying you. Oh.
Anywhere you go, you're gonna spend money.
Yeah.
I went to Wildwood last weekend.
Wildwood.
My wife don't
Shout out
complain
Wildwood.
about dick. Wildwood, New Jersey.
No, I love it.
It's my daughter had a softball tournament. My wife doesn't complain. I don't complain. But my wife came back and she goes, you know, the rides were $175 for a pass, and it's cheaper, a great adventure. The kids had a great time. You don't look at that when the kids have a great time.
Yeah.
Thank God we put away money. What about the American family that goes down there? So if you're going to travel, prepare to drop your fucking ass or suck dick or wash dishes, because nothing is free.
Drop your ass.
Nothing is free on these nothing no more. Everything you do takes fucking money, guys. So, and I'm not saying I have money. I'm just letting you know that we got problems out there.
Be prepared to be broker after you come back.
Be prepared to be broker, but it's an experience that you'll never fucking, you can't
go
put a
hostels,
price.
then you come home with almost the same amount of money.
Right,
dude, I spent nothing. But the amount of money I made in unemployment and not paying my rent, I like broke even for Ecuador. It was just like living on nothing.
People have this thing that they want to live on boats and be rich and jump up and down. Dog, and for what? To have 20 bodyguards?
Oh yeah.
That's not life. Life is living on your own terms. You know, Mick Jagger goes to a town now and he walks around.
Mick Jagger does?
Yeah, you could be standing next to him at a bar. You don't even know it. Mick Jagger loves that shit. Traveling by himself and seeing the expression of people. Now, fuck Mick Jagger. We got to go eat.
Yeah, let's go eat.
I haven't eaten since 9 this morning.
Joey, yeah.
I love you. Thank you for having me on the podcast. I have no dates. I have nothing. Nobody gives a fuck. I got a book.
The book is great.
I got a book on Amazon.
It was the best read fucking book. I mean,
well.
it's in your voice.
Oh, yeah.
Reading your stories.
Yeah. Who's better than Uncle Joe? I didn't make a dime on that either, because Audible takes $1 off every.
What is it? Life of a Criminal? What is it?
Life? I don't even know. Let's go eat. I'm too hungry to even think. What are we gonna do with the dog?
We'll leave it here. Let me have her piss, and then we'll just leave it in here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it should be good.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Buddy, I love you. That was the episode. Thank you very much, Joey Diaz, for coming in. That was fucking sick. A ski bum. How did I not know this about Joey Diaz? How did I not know he used to ski? That's crazy. Of all the times I told him skiing, I broke my ankle, broke my wrist, different times, different years, and Joey's always like, gotta quit skiing. What are you doing? You're too old for this, he would say. You're too old for this. And never once did he mention that he was a skier. Today's episode is produced by the YMH Network, Your Mom's House Network. I took it to a network of a friend of mine who has the most Nazi memorabilia of anyone I know. And I said, you need to pay me reparations for what you've done. And he said, okay, how about I make you a bunch of money by putting you on my network? And I said, deal. And he said, listen, you're too problematic to have you on my main feed, so you need to start your own YouTube account. And I did. YouTube.com/@YouBeTrippinPod or whatever, wherever you're watching. Hit subscribe, guys, so you get notified of new episodes. That's all. They're not going to spam you. They're just going to tell you if you like this kind of a show, when a new episode is out. If you're listening on Spotify, hit subscribe. If you're watching on listening on Apple Podcasts, hit subscribe wherever you are. Just do it right now. Man, a ski bum. That was fucking crazy. Those pictures are nuts of him thin in that outfit. I thought he was allergic to snow, let alone be a fucking high-level skier. Damn, Joey. Today's episode is produced by Your Mom's House and edited by Alan Caffey. Guys, the You Be Trippin Pod patreon.com/You Be Trippin. It's up and kicking. It is fun. It's these postcards. What they do is I start reading them. Only send them from another place. You know, you get some from another place. Go to the post office, send it 151 First Avenue, number 49, New York, New York 10003, and send it to You Be Trippin Pod over there. And I'm trying to get up on the Patreon voice memos. I got to do one of those so I can listen to your messages about travel and riff off that, kind of a la Stavi. He gave me permission, so don't worry about it. But right now it's the fucking postcards, or I just like it just gets me thinking, and I look at a place and I'm like, oh wow, the Czech Republic. I look at the Czech Republic, sometimes I look up the history, I just riff, talk about a place, go on Google Maps and look up like beautiful spots in those places, and it just gets me thinking. Anyway, the last one sent me on a whole long tangent to Namibia, where I was a few times ago. Looked up all these crazy cool beaches in Namibia, and the postcard wasn't even from Namibia, it just reminded me of a thing. Anyway, that's it. November 12th, Adrian Appalucci, The Dark Queen, produced by Ari Shaffir, directed by Louis C.K., sound by Thomas Cassetta, edited by Daniel Cotter. This is my team, except for Louis, and I'm glad to be on his team for once. That's it. I think I got nothing left to tell you. The Jew vinyls have all shipped out. Joey Diaz got a copy when we recorded this. Is that cool? That's it, everybody. If you have any suggestions, please leave a comment in the comments section. It's a nice, fun get-together of people sharing ideas. If anything about Cuba, let's say, or anything about your first trip to America, leave it in there. People talk in the comments. It's actually a very positive place for once. That's it, guys. I think that's all there is. Until next week, I'm Ari Shaffir saying hasta luego. I should have done it last week. Hasta luego. Oh, you got to say this in Cuban. Hasta luego. Bye, everybody.